Hey, what's up? It's Ranos. I'm just doing a quick video on how to castle Never, as a control wizard is my class. So just change my skills here. Usually use Shield Strike, Time Steal, Barrier, and Conduit of Ice, depending on the boss actually, or which dungeon I'm in. This is my usual setup for castle Never though. Depending on the boss, I'll use Ray of Enfeeblement. For the first three bosses, that's what I'll use in my tab slot and keep all the skills the rest the same. I'll show you my skills for the final boss too when we get there. First tip I guess I would give people would be this skipping middle mob. I mean, all these things are pretty much just going to save you time throughout your games, which will result in better farm, more items. You'll end up just making more money overall. The next spot you're going to want to skip is a little bit further down. It's right after the zombie horde, and you just run past everything. This final door, right before the first boss, or right before the hallway to the first boss, rather. You'll just run through all of this and make it to the last door and die on the door. It really sucks if you don't have everyone make it the first time, because they're going to have to rerun through everything and try to make it through all of this by themselves with everything targeting them. Just remember to use potions, and everyone cast any spells you can to help your team. I sometimes use Singularity. I felt safe in this situation, but I'll use Singularity. Right when I get the door, I use Time Steal just to numb all this stuff around at the final area so they don't die like just short or anything. See there, I just made it. You just go to the next fire on the other side of the door. The next one, this will be the boss. It's just a tip. You just run back. You can run into this area, just drag the boss there, and you can kill it a lot easier. It's faster to actually kill it regular, but you'll see I switched to Ray of Enfeeblement for this first boss. It just goes for a faster kill and more effective than Chill Strike in my opinion. I actually DPS a lot versus anything else. This is the second boss spot. There's no real skip spots between the first and second boss. You just run there and you can DPS down the boss while he's just alone, no minions. This is the first skip spot. I'm going pretty quick in this. You just jump up on this ledge, and then you jump forward, jump around this corner, and teleport forward. You don't really have to jump around it, you just kind of jump forward, and you'll notice when you're pushing forward. And jump on the base, jump, and shift move. I believe GWF has like a different skip spot or something else like that. Guardian Fighter cannot do it. Any of the skip spots except this between Shadowfell. You'll see, I'll show you that. This is the first one though. You jump, first you jump over this rock, then you turn directly left, jump forward, you run along the whole edge. You'll get to this spot, you want to jump to the left of this torch up here, otherwise you will get stuck and you're going to have to fall and die just to get further into the map. Vin actually died in front of me. Yeah, you just jump around like that, you hold D or W and D. Do not fall, so you don't have to like freak out. Run forward into the teleporter. This is really important. Run forward into the teleporter, run directly back, or click the teleporter, run backwards, and then click into the teleporter again. It's really important you do that, otherwise you'll aggro witches, and you're gonna have to fight them and kill them. It's just a hassle. It makes it super slow. This is the other one that people do a lot. It's really obvious. It's just barely slower than the first one I showed you, and it's really easy. Like, I honestly think that they probably made this in the game just for people to skip forward, and it's just ridiculous. It's too obvious, and why the hell couldn't they just make the side of the map flat, like a wall? There's not really much to talk about during this one. You just kind of run forward along the whole side of the map, and it's just straightforward. You just, on the very end of it, you'll see it's, you actually have to jump up onto this, I don't know what I would call it, like a horn or something. One of these spines or bones. And at the very end of it, you'll jump off straight down onto the teleporter, and you want to hit F right away, so you'll teleport into it. Otherwise, you will aggro the witches, just like in the first one. Or phase spiders or something, I don't remember. Someone was saying phase spiders. I've never actually messed up on this part. It's so easy. You just spam F when you drop down, and you'll go through. Just like that. This one, there's actually a way to skip the third boss. It's by pulling these left ones. You want to hit the left soldier, kill him, and then I'm just going to run up to it right after this. and show you that you can get on the teleport, or you can get on the doorway to the next one. You don't want to do this for dungeon delves. You can't. Also for the first one, the second skip spot that I showed you, for you can either go in Shadowfell or around that side and go through the teleporter twice. You were going to want to kill those red wizards and go into Shadowfell first, just so you can get dungeon delves. Otherwise you won't get the actual achievement, or you won't complete the dungeon completely. You'll actually just do everything and not get the points for it. But yeah, this is how you skip the third boss if you wanted to. You would just not have anyone go to the boss, and you could jump up on this, click through the door, and you could skip the third boss. I mean, I do it actually a lot, because he drops ancient belts, and those are shit compared to blue belts, so I don't use them unless you're like the HP bonus. Just had to die there, I guess. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I kind of ran in blazing guns. But one thing I had to say is, if you do knock off right here, it will respawn if somebody dies, and like if you die later, it will respawn right there, and someone else is gonna have to go back and help them. And that's just a hassle, just a point to make out. This part, right in the center of that, blue circles and Arcane Singularity both go through the floor, so you'll pull everything if you use those right in the middle there. So you're going to pull back the bosses if you're going to use Arcane Singularity, or just not use blue circles at all. It's just easiest to pull them back, and so you won't have to deal with that. Otherwise they'll glitch up to the door. A ton of mobs will just like kill you right there, and like I've only done it a couple times where I purposely pulled everything, and just to kill everything, just to see if we could do it, and it's really difficult. Like, everyone really has to be on top of their game right there. I really am playing with a kind of grippy wizard. I mean, it's not really their fault. I know a lot more, and it just bugs me when people aren't as good as me. Basically after this though, you'll run straight through the middle. What I usually do is different from what they do. I usually run to the corner, and then I use my Arcane Singularities. This is the first time I've ever done this. This is a lot smarter than what I've been doing. So I would probably do what I'm doing in the video. First time ever, I can't believe I learned something from people I felt were worse than me about overall game knowledge. At least in Neverwinter. I don't mean like I'm a fucking genius at every game. But what they do is they run. I usually stop right there, use Arcane Singularity, and push everything off right there, and then I'll push up to this next mob on top of the ramp, and I'll push that one off too. But what they did was they ran past everything. They go to an area where there isn't a wall. Fuck that up. They run to an area where there isn't a wall at all, so you don't even have to use Arcane Singularity. You just use pushes, and you can just hit things off. I had no idea, and this is pretty awesome that you can do this. It'll make this area a little bit faster. With doing all of this with a good group and people that don't mess up on bosses or anything, you can run all of Castle Never in less than 40 minutes easily. I've done less than 40-minute runs. I should record a whole one and just upload it. But it's really difficult getting a full group of people that know everything that's going on. I pretty much just have to only run with guildmates that I trust. The next skip spot is directly after this, so this is why this is so convenient, is you're already right there. You'll jump up on this block or whatever, sideways. I'll turn around. Yep. There's a couple ways you can get up on top of it. This is just the way I found the easiest. Just jump up on top of it. Run and jump up this wall. Eventually you'll make it. You just keep on jumping or whatever. You glitch up the wall or whatever. And then you turn right, and there's another smaller one that's really easy to make up. And then you run along the edge of this wall. And right when you get to the end, you're going to want to jump to the left, like as much as you can towards the wall. You're going to shift move, and you'll be on the rock. And then you're already like one mob away from the boss. The boss is right there. For a final boss, depending on if I'm solo or not, I'll run with Rave Enfeeblement, and okay, if I'm not solo, I'll run with Repel on my shift. If I am solo, I'll run with Entangling Force, because it gives a ton of AP gain. It's extremely useful. You're going to want to cast as many Arcane Singularities as you can if you're solo. I end up actually being forced to basically solo this as a wizard because the player I'm with is just not good. A couple other ways to do it is the repel strategy that a bunch of people are starting to learn now. I've known it for a while, I just never really used it because it seemed really too easy. And the way that works is you'll repel. Repel only hits a limited number of enemies, so a lot of people like to use shift. But repel will push everything to the wall, and they'll stay on the wall, and there's only an ad limit in the map. So eventually, once you hit enough off, you won't have any more ads, and you'll just kill the boss. Other than that, there's the regular shield strategy where you use arcane and just hit everything over. And I've never really tried DPSing or tanking it all down without hitting anything over. It's really difficult, but I have soloed the boss a few times, the wizard. That's pretty much all I could really think of during this dungeon. It's tips and tricks. Thanks for watching. I know there's a lot to take in really fast, and I probably did a really shitty commentary, but just whatever, man. Good luck out there, I guess. Thanks for watching.